Good morning. Here I am with Sally Estlin in from Melbourne again. What a great experience this is going to be. Morning, Sally.
Good morning, Harry. Looking forward to having a chat with you today, darling.
Yeah, and I'm Harry Armytage, the learning difficulty expert from Canberra, which is down under too. So today we're going to have a talk about trust. Sally and I have been talking about trust, and trust is kind of that ephemeral thing. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. But Sally just had this awesome experience on the weekend with her birthday party where she needed to have a bit of trust. So tell us about that, Sally.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Well, all of a sudden, 27 degrees on Friday turned into Saturday, the day of the party, 140-kilometre winds, hail, just rain, cold, freezing. 27 the day before, 29 the day before that, I think. It was just like hot, hot, hot weather for 6 months, and all of a sudden it just turned. Oh, my gosh, I'm having 130 people coming this evening. I've got the winds howling. The gutters are overflowing with so much rain that it's coming down the walls. There's patches of water all through the floor. The marquee's turned upside down, and I've got plastic sheeting between the house and the gym, and that's got timber on it. The timber was flying off everywhere. It was just like, holy shit. It's like I've got people coming in 3 hours. So you know what I did, Harry? I went and sat in the car. I got a piece of chicken because I was starving, and I thought, right, calm the farm, Sal. Take a few deep breaths. You can't do anything about it. And I thought, you know what? Just let it go. It will be okay. Just let it go. So it probably took me about 10 minutes to regroup. And from then on, I said, it is what it is. Can't control anything. You've done all the planning. There's nothing more that you can do. Just let it go. And you know what? I let it go. I then went off, had my face done, an hour and a quarter, so much spack filler required. But anyway, got back.
You look good. You looked awesome.
And got home 45 minutes before the party started and just thought, just go with it, Sal. I got phone calls from people that couldn't make it. This and that was happening. I thought, doesn't matter. And I just let everything go and thought it will be okay. I didn't stress about the timings. I didn't stress about my kids' and their speeches or anything. And it was one of the best nights I've had because I didn't worry about anything. I just really trusted. And I thought, this is another example of just let things go. It will be okay. And trust your gut. Like totally trust your gut. And it was just another reinforcement. I do it, but then I started to slip into that fear mode. And as soon as I got myself back on track, rebalanced, just flew. And I've come out of that experience going, the more I trust, the more my life is at peace, the more I can take the stress off my shoulders. And I've still got the fingernails from the other day, but yeah.
So when you were in a moment of fear and you decided to do something about it, that knife edge where you could have gone one way or the other, can you talk about that?
I could have gone into a psycho. Oh my God, like have a breakdown. I could have broken into tears.
So what was it that got you into the trust door and not into that?
It was that turning point of like, oh shit, like I could feel my body just going into this, the heart racing and the palpitations. And rather than screaming, I actually stopped. I just stopped and paused and just took a couple of seconds, and I went and got in the car and I drove off. I thought, let's walk away from the situation for a minute and just let's regroup. I had to do it.
So it was the pause that allowed you to trust. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's something I've been practicing, because rather than flying off, it's like when I get cross at the kids or, they're annoying. I actually think, right, before I start yelling or, do something silly, I actually stop, take a breath, and I usually walk out the back door just to change that energy, get out of the craziness. And I think changing the energy helps too, doesn't it? Just away from stuff.
But you'd done all the preparation, you'd done all the hard work, you'd organised everything, and then you trusted.
Yeah.
But I've got a story which is a bit different to that. I mean, in a way I'd done the work, but I had an executive breakdown, and then I worked as a sculptor for 5 years and did a bit of consulting to get the money in. And then at the end of that period, I went up to Darwin for, as it turned out, a little work trip. And when my foot stepped on the concrete when I got off the jet, I thought, God, this is home. This feels like home.
Wow.
So I grabbed all the videos and stuff and all the promo stuff. And when I came home, I said to the family, I really think we should move here. Just a feeling. And have a look at all this stuff I've brought back, and then we'll have a chat in a week and decide whether to go or not. And if any of you say no, you can veto it, and that's absolutely fine. We've all got to be on the same page. So we had a vote in a week, and everybody put up their hands, said, yes, we'll go. And so we went, and that involved an enormous amount of trust, because we then put our house on the market. We sold our house. We got in the car. We organised for a removal company to take all our stuff up, and then I flew up with Emma and we found a house. We bought a house up there, and we got in the car and we were just about to go, and then I got a call saying I'd got a job up there.
Whoa.
And the job then paid for the removal.
Whoa, that's the universe, hey? It's the universe.
Yeah. So that's, that was an example of trusting. So that was a big trust. It's like jumping off a cliff in a way like that. And like every time I've got bored at work, for me getting bored is death. Cannot stand it. Just not worth living. So I just change jobs or change careers or whatever, and that's like jumping off, every time.
And it's an interesting point you bring up, because change requires a lot of trust. And that's when you make that change, I always rely on the gut instinct. That's the way that it drives me now, because it's like taking a new job. If it feels right and it's the right thing to do, it helps with the trust because it sits right with your gut. It's some decisions though, when you think I shouldn't be doing this, and you do it, and then you find out, like,
you pay. Yeah.
You absolutely pay. But trust, I think, is required for change, but when you relate it into how you feel in the gut, it really ties in really well, and for a smoother transition with less anxiety.
If it feels good in the gut, and even if it doesn't work out in an outer-worldly way, it's still going to be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And usually in retrospect, when you look back, you think that was a stepping stone to something else. It's like...
Yeah, definitely. So life's like a bit like a jigsaw puzzle. We can see the individual pieces, but not the big picture.
Absolutely. But often down the track, you can look back and see how it connected in. Yeah. Totally.
But it is also important to do the work. I mean, if you've got, say a child under your care, and you put, it's important not to put them in a dangerous situation. So you don't trust them. You've got to.
Oh, that's right. We were chatting about that, about being responsible. Putting on the responsibility hat as well. That there's some commitments that you have to just sort of stick by, and it's duty of care to look after kids. Their health and welfare and safety. Totally.
Yeah. But in terms of your own personal decisions that affect your life, I mean, if you're a family, that affect everybody. But the trust is a big deal there.
I mean, that was big. What you did with the family, you had, was it 3 kids? 3 young kids that
3 kids,
uprooted them away from their friends, their school, their everything, and taking them somewhere really. Was it from Canberra or Melbourne?
Melbourne.
Massive. From Melbourne to Darwin is huge jump. Huge.
Yeah. None of that 30-degree, 20-degree temperature change.
Whoa.
Like you had on the weekend.
Massive. I know. And now autumn's really hit hard. Has it turned cold up there?
Yeah. We had the same temperature drop. I went out to a permaculture festival on Sunday, and it was lazy wind. You know what a lazy wind is?
No.
They have them in Scotland. It doesn't go around you. It's too lazy. It just goes through you.
I know I've had to pull the vest out. And I have to wear long pants now, like not the short.
Yeah.
the laser.
Oh, you've got no skin. I can't see any skin. Yeah,
Oh, hang
wow.
on, there must be something in here.
Oh, I got long sleeves on too, long pants. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I know. But coming back to trust, I just think, that was a pivotal learning point for me to let go, trust. And you know what? It didn't rain for the night. Everybody was outside and we had some heaters and it was fine, and it was a wonderful night. And it was a wonderful night particularly because I didn't worry about the timings and who turned up because the planning was there. So,
Yeah,
there's not much more you can do. It's like weddings, you've got to plan right down to the last millimetre, and it is what it is.
yeah. I checked the forecast. It looked fine in Melbourne. I thought you'll be okay.
We must have been on different weather monitors.
No, this was later. At 5 or 6.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I looked at it. Yeah, your cold front had passed. Yeah. So there's great benefit in trusting.
Mm-hmm.
There's great benefit in listening to the feeling in your gut.
Mm.
And the third part, of course, is the importance of courage.
Yeah. Yep.
To then take the jump off the cliff.
Yep. Or to fly.
Yeah. Well, you jump off the cliff and then you fly. Exactly.
Yeah.
It feels like you're jumping off the cliff before you take the step, but
that's the hardest step, isn't it? It's that decision point of like, which way do I go? Am I going to take the step, or am I going to turn back to what I've already come from? And that's the thing, change is confronting and challenging, but it's not always. It's usually the change is for the better. And as you said, if it's not exactly what you wanted, it's a stepping stone to getting you in a better spot. So highly encourage trust and change, and the courage. Totally. All right, Harry, should we wind it up there, baby?
I think so. Yeah, definitely.
Really
Good
enjoyed it. Yeah, enjoy this conversation. Awesome. And I look forward to chatting with you next week.
Awesome. Me too.
I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye. See you.